best to start small.
What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here. Today, we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart. B-movies that climbed out of the drive-in and made it to the big screen with some actual budgets. We're talking about flying insects, Walking Dead, killer blobs, and enough body horror to make you lose your lunch. I'll be comparing each original to its remake and telling you which one's worth your time and which one's just a cash grab wearing a nostalgic mask. All right, let's dig in.
Your type either.
Mrs. John Howell, your small son Peter is at the announcer's booth. He says he isn't lost, but...
All right, let me blow your mind just right out of the gate. The Fast and Furious franchise, it's technically a remake. Well, I guess sort of. Universal licensed the title, just a title, from Roger Corman's 1954 B-movie about a fugitive who kidnaps a woman and her Jaguar during a cross-border road race.
No, you don't.
Stop it! Don't let
The original is pure Corman. This was shot in 9 days for $50,000, and it starred John Ireland as a wrongly accused trucker and Dorothy Malone as a lady racer, whose car becomes his getaway vehicle.
I'd appreciate you returning my car and my freedom.
Said that before.
I'm running out of variations.
There's some real Pebble Beach racing footage spliced into this, and it's a romance that makes zero sense given the kidnapping, and an ending the production code demanded to punish our anti-hero. The 2001 film, it's just a completely different story. Undercover cop infiltrates street racing crew, bald man becomes family, and I think you know how the rest goes. They didn't buy the plot, just the name.
Disrespected my whole family because somebody knocked me out. And you know what? It was you.
Corman got paid, and Universal got a franchise worth billions.
Now, bullshit! Put it down now! No more running!
I'm not running.
If you're not familiar with William Castle, essentially, he was the king of gimmicks. And for the original House on Haunted Hill, he rigged the theaters with Emergo. It was a plastic skeleton that flew over the audience during the climax. He was famous for this stuff. But the movie itself, I mean, it's got Vincent Price, and he plays a millionaire who offers 5 strangers $10,000 each to survive a night in a haunted house.
A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts.
But here's the twist. There may or may not actually be any ghosts. It's essentially a murder mystery wrapped in haunted house clothing.
Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room, and the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
The 1999 remake, it just totally cranks everything way up. Geoffrey Rush channels Price, with a pencil mustache, and he does his best like John Waters' impression. The house, it's now a former insane asylum where a mad doctor, which was played by Jeffrey Combs, who is perfect casting, and he tortured patients in this place. But this time, the ghosts, they're definitely real. There's a darkness that swallows people whole, and Chris Kattan becomes a hero, which is a sentence I never really thought I'd say. I'm going to tell you that the original is classier, smarter, and benefits enormously from Price at his most sardonic best.
Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape? Or...
The remake, it's loud. It's like a gory theme park ride that mistakes CGI smoke monsters for actual scares. I mean, Rush tries, but he's fighting a losing battle against dated effects and paper-thin characters.
What is this darkness?
It, the thing, the evil. The thing that's the rotten core at the bottom of this place. The thing that's gonna kill us all. Death by corrosion, that thing.
The original remains the definitive version, and the remake, it's a fun Halloween time waster.
What do you know about this?
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where's Norton? Where is she? It's too late. It's too late.
Allie, just get to work on a Pinto. What's this? A Cadillac? What's wrong with it? Oh, it's theft recovery.
Nice. Like that, huh? What are you doing out this late at night?
My name's Roger. Sir, may I be of some help?
That's funny. My name's Roger. Two Rogers don't make a right.
H.B. Halitsky, he was a madman. And I mean that with complete admiration. He wrote, he directed, produced, and even starred in the 1974 original. And he did his own stunts. The movie exists primarily as a delivery system for a 40-minute car chase. It's the longest in film history at that point, and during which like 93 cars were destroyed. Halitsky compacted like 10 vertebrae doing the famous Eleanor jump, and reportedly never walked the same again. This man is a definition of committed. Now the plot, basically it's a group of car thieves who need to steal 48 cars in just a matter of days. Is a 1973 Ford Mustang nicknamed Eleanor. And really, that's all you need to know. Now, Jerry Bruckheimer's 2000 remake, it has Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie in dreadlocks, and Robert Duvall, and it had a $90 million budget. So the plot, it's actually pretty similar. They have to steal 50 cars in 72 hours or a gangster kills Cage's brother. Eleanor is now a 67 Shelby GT500. So everything is slicker, louder, and just more Hollywood.
All units be advised, suspect vehicle headed south.
So here's the thing. Halitsky's film is raw, dangerous, and feels like you're watching someone nearly die for your entertainment, because you are. The Bruckheimer version is a competent action product, but it's super sanitized. The chase scenes, I mean, they're decent, but they lack the genuine insanity of the original. You can feel the CGI safety net underneath everything. The original is a singular achievement in automotive chaos. The remake is a perfectly acceptable popcorn movie. Roger Corman strikes again. Death Race 2000 is just a gloriously unhinged satire about a cross-country race where drivers score points by running over pedestrians. David Carradine plays Frankenstein, and he's the mass champion. We even get a young Sylvester Stallone who plays Machine Gun Joe, his rival. And I love that there's a euthanasia day at a nursing home.
Here he comes! He's coming!
Old ladies, they're worth so many points. This movie is dark, it's funny, and actually surprisingly political, because it's a savage takedown of bread and circuses entertainment culture.
just as they have crippled our once great economy and wrecked our telephone system. But even
Now, the 2008 remake, it just strips out the satire entirely. There's no more running over civilians, which, like, what? Instead, it's convicts racing weaponized cars in a private prison while the world watches online. Jason Statham plays a framed man who's forced to become the new Frankenstein. So it's basically like The Running Man meets Fast and Furious. It's brutal and just completely soulless.
You sure about that?
Director Paul Anderson claims his version is more of a prequel than a remake, which, you know, totally convenient when you've removed everything that made the original interesting. The 75 version, it's a nasty little satire that predicted reality TV carnage decades early. So the 2008 version is a fine action movie that you're just going to forget by the time the credits roll. The original has a brain. The remake, it just has explosions.
Is winning all you care about?
Yes. It's the only standard of excellence left.
Harper, honey, this isn't exactly what I had in mind.
Well, Miss Pussy, it's exactly what I had in mind.
Herschel Gordon Lewis, you know, he's considered the godfather of gore, essentially. He made 2000 Maniacs for pocket change as part of his Blood trilogy. 6 northern tourists, they're lured into Pleasant Valley. It's a southern town celebrating its centennial. The celebration involves murdering Yankees in creative ways, like barrel rolls full of nails, drawn and quartered by horses, you know, the works. This was inspired by Brigadon, except instead of singing Scotsmen, you get Confederate ghosts who really hold a grudge. The 2005 remake, it was titled 2001 Maniacs. It replaces the tourists with obnoxious college kids headed to spring break. Robert Englund, you know from Nightmare on Elm Street, as Mayor Buckman. The gore is super amped up, courtesy of KMB effects. And there's just way more sex, way more jokes, and a lot more winking at the camera.
You gonna invite me in? Or just stand there polishing your musket?
Damn right I'm gonna invite you in.
So Lewis, he played this movie like relatively straight, which made the violence way more disturbing.
Come on now, let's get along here with this event.
Sullivan's remake, it's just so self-aware to a fault, turning what was, you know, an unsettling premise into a horror comedy that can't decide if it wants to shock you or try and make you laugh. England was fun, but it feels like a parody of the original rather than an update. My take, the original, it pioneered the genre. The remake is just playing in the sandbox.
Robert Dubs, who wants me in that tub?
Nobody. Get some pants on that little ding-dong of yours.
Shoot, Granny. Today's
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
They're horny, Barbara. They've been dead a long time.
Look, there's one of them now.
Romero invented the modern zombie with the 1968 original. 7 strangers, they're trapped in a farmhouse while the dead rise outside. Dwayne Jones, he's Ben, and he's one of the first black leads in any horror film. And that gut punch ending, it still lands today. Essentially, it changed everything. And then Romero, he got totally screwed out of the profits because someone forgot to put a copyright notice on the print. The 1990 remake was Romero's chance to recoup some money. He wrote the script and he handed directing duties to Tom Savini, his longtime effects collaborator. Tony Todd takes over as Ben, and Patricia Tallman, she plays Barbara. But this time, she's not this like catatonic mess from the original. I mean, she picks up a shotgun and fights back. The ending is actually different too. It's more cynical, but in a different way.
Start, you piece of shit! Start!
Savini only got about 40% of his vision on screen, but what's there totally works. Tony Todd is excellent in this role, and Barbara's upgrade, it's so long overdue. But here's the thing. The original's power came partly from its rawness, its accidental social commentary, its low-budget nightmarish energy. The remake, it's just a little too polished, where the original was primal. So here's my take. The original, it's absolutely essential viewing. The remake, it's a worthy companion piece, just not a replacement.
You're gonna keep on fighting, then get out! This is our house! This is Tommy's house! Here's you all playing rooster with it!
The original Blob is famous for launching Steve McQueen's career, and I'd say for that catchy theme song by the Five Blobs. So a meteorite, it crashes near a small town, and it releases this gelatinous mass that consumes everyone in its path and just keeps growing larger with every meal. McQueen, he plays a teenager, even though he was 28 in the movie, and he's trying to convince skeptical adults that the Blob is real. They eventually discover it's vulnerable to cold, and they freeze it with CO2 extinguishers. Now, the 1988 remake, this was directed by Chuck Russell coming off of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which, by the way, is the best sequel. And it's a completely different beast. The Blob, it's not an alien. It's a government biological weapon gone horribly wrong. The practical effects are grotesque and, I'm just going to say, spectacular. People get dissolved alive on camera. It's a whole dinner full of people getting eaten here. They kill off the supposed hero in the first act, just to fuck with you. This is how you do a remake. The 1988 Blob keeps the core premise, but adds a paranoid anti-government conspiracy angle that fit the Reagan era perfectly. The effects are leagues beyond the original silicone putty, and the film, it's not afraid to kill anyone at any moment. Unfortunately, it bombed at the box office, timing and marketing failures, but it's rightfully been rediscovered as one of the great 80s horror films. I'm going to say the remake improves on the original in almost every way, but still respects what made it work.
You ticked it off.
They're like huge seed pods.
This must be the way that putty in my closet was formed. Miles, where do they come from?
You're gonna suffocate.
The 1956 original is just an absolute masterpiece of Cold War paranoia. You've got a small-town doctor, Miles Bennell, and he realizes his neighbors are being replaced by emotionless duplicates grown in pods. Is it a metaphor for communism, or McCarthyism, or just conformity in general? Yeah, it's like all of the above. The studio forced a happy ending, right? But it really doesn't matter. The image of McCarthy screaming, "They're here already, you're next." I mean, it's haunted audiences for decades. Now, Philip Kaufman's '78 remake, it moves the action to San Francisco with a cast of Donald Sutherland with his legendary 70s hair and surrounds it with Jeff Goldblum, Veronica Cartwright, and Leonard Nimoy, and he's a self-help guru who might be just a bit too calm about everything.
Will you please listen to what you're saying? Look, I can deal with a body being moved. I can even deal with a body getting up and leaving. But when you start talking about his other body, her other body, people being duplicated, will you listen to how that sounds?
Don't you think we...
The original director, Don Siegel, he cameos as a cab driver in this. Now, Kevin McCarthy shows up screaming the same warnings, implying the invasion just took 22 years to reach the coast.
Hey, you're next, please! Please! You're next! We're in danger! Please, listen to me! Something terrible! Please! You're next! Here they are! They're already here!
But that ending, I mean, if you've seen it, you know. If you haven't, I'm not going to spoil it, but you need to watch the movie just for the ending. It's one of the most iconic final shots in horror history.
There is a missing body, and he's taken it away.
No, he took Elizabeth. You took Elizabeth Driscoll away.
Yes,
you broke in here.
I had to because she was not safe.
So then you took Elizabeth Driscoll.
This is a rare remake that arguably surpasses the original. Kaufman took Siegel's paranoia and just updated it for a post-Watergate, post-Vietnam America that lost faith in its institutions. The body horror, it's super disturbing, and the performances are uniformly excellent. And that ending, it's a perfect gut punch that the original studio mandated optimism just couldn't deliver. I'm gonna say both are essential, but the 78 version, it's the definitive take.
It was not human.
Matthew, what else would it be?
It was something, but it was not human.
It had white hair on it.
It was growing. When the one at Jack's place was...
Shoot it, man. Shoot it, man. Shoot it in the head.
I think it's safe to say that Romero's Dawn of the Dead is one of the greatest horror films probably ever made. You have 4 survivors who hole up in a shopping mall during the zombie apocalypse. It's bloody, it's satirical, and it uses the mall setting as a savage commentary on consumerism. The zombies shuffling through department stores because that's what they did when they were alive. Tom Savini's effects, they still hold up. It's nearly a perfect film. Zack Snyder's remake from 2004, this was his directorial debut and was written by a pre-Guardians James Gunn. So the mall setting remains, but the satire is just totally gone.
Yeah. Steve, don't fuck this up.
Yeah, totally.
These aren't shambling metaphors, they're sprinting nightmares. The opening sequence with the girl in the hallway and watching the neighborhood collapse within minutes, it's absolutely terrifying.
Hurry up!
The cast in this thing is huge and the action is just relentless. And the credit sequence, showing their fate, is brutal. Romero, he said he loved the first 15 to 20 minutes and then he lost interest in the film. And I totally get it. His film had something to say, while Snyder's film had something to sell. And I'm going to say, though, it sold it very well. If you want social commentary, go with 1978. If you want pure adrenaline horror, you go with the 2004 version. They're almost different genres wearing the same title. Both are excellent at what they're trying to do, which just happens to be very different things. The 1958 Fly is a murder mystery in sci-fi clothing. You've got Vincent Price, who plays the brother of a scientist who's been crushed in a hydraulic press by his wife. Why, you may ask? Well, the movie flashes back to reveal that Andre's experiments with teleportation, a fly in the chamber, and the most famous reveal in 50s horror, a man with a fly's head and arm, but yet somewhere out there must be a fly with a tiny human face crying, "Help me."
Don't worry, Andre. I'll find that fly. It can't be far away. But you mustn't talk about destroying yourself. You mustn't.
David Cronenberg, his 86 remake is something else entirely. Jeff Goldblum is Seth Brundle, and he's an eccentric scientist who teleports himself without noticing there's a fly in the pod. But instead of a clean swap, their DNA fuses, and what follows is a slow, agonizing transformation. Fingernails peeling off, skin is blistering, body parts are falling away, which works as a metaphor for terminal illness. for aging, and the AIDS crisis that was consuming the headlines. Gina Davis, who, by the way, was Goldblum's real-life partner at the time, plays his lover and watches helplessly as the man she loves becomes something unrecognizable. This is the gold standard for horror remakes. Cronenberg takes the premise and just reinvents it completely, using his obsession with body horror to create something just tragic and so disturbing. The effects, they won an Oscar, and Goldblum's performance should have been nominated as well. The original, it's a charming creature feature, but the remake is an absolute masterpiece that stays with you forever. The 86 Fly isn't just one of the best remakes ever made, it's in the list of one of the best horror films ever made.
When you saw her socially.
No!
You're afraid to be destroyed and recreated, aren't you?
You're changing.
The best remakes, they don't just update the effects. They find something new to say. Cronenberg understood that The Fly, it wasn't really about teleportation. And Kaufman, he understood that Body Snatchers, it wasn't really about the aliens. They took the core premise and they filtered it through their own anxieties and their own eras and their own obsessions. Hey, if I'm going to do a part 2, what movies do you think I should have in it? I know there's a ton out there. Add them in the comments for me. But until then, keep it weird, folks.
Heritage now, do you?
Of course not. We're thrilled to be here.
Yeah, that's right. So, you guys just excuse us.
Well, take my advice and don't get mixed up with the doctor. They're seldom at home.
What would you say if I told you I was already mixed up with the doctor?
I'd say it was